the media might be blowing somebody up or something might be happening or, oh, this guy hasn't done anything. But, really he's been doing his job the whole time or he's been doing what he's supposed to do. That's just, kind of how football plays. And it's kind of how life is too sometimes. You work so hard for something. You might not get it, but that doesn't mean you're doing wrong. That's just how it goes sometimes. That's the game.
The hometown kid just trying to make his family proud. Alex Boogie Huntley went to high school just down the road from USC, and he's living out a dream. But now it's time to reach even higher. On this episode of Gamecock Talk, hear how Boogie's become a leader on defense, what's next after football, and of course, how he got the name. All right, hanging out with Alex Boogie Huntley, the hometown kid. Tell me what Columbia means to you.
Yeah, so Columbia was just a place that kind of embraced me from the start. Originally I was born in Maryland, but I moved here to Columbia and it was just a place that embraced me. The people, the fans, once I had committed here, just my high school, the city or the town I'm from, everywhere, they all just embraced me and really helped me get to where I am now.
So you could have gone really pretty much anywhere to play football, anywhere in the country, but you chose to stay here in Columbia. Why'd you do that?
There was a couple reasons. One, it truly had that home feeling, besides it being right up the road from where I live. Once I got on campus and around Columbia, it really just felt like home, the people, everything about it. Two, I guess, was the facilities. We have everything, it's a top-notch facility, got everything here to succeed. And three, a big one was the fans. Williams-Brice and those game days and just the people who help out even in the off season who want you to succeed, everybody, the alumni, they all help out so much. And so those are my big reasons.
Was another big reason to get to play in front of your family and friends every home game, every week?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's one thing that I guess I looked over in recruiting and now I appreciate so much more that I'm actually in it because there'll be weeks where I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's one of my coaches or my best friend. And so it's being able to perform and play in front of them and have them surrounding me in some of my favorite moments is huge.
Tell me a little bit about your family. I've seen, I think, your mom on social media. She's your biggest supporter. Tell me about your support group.
Yeah, my family, that's like you just said it. So I have my mom, a good amount of people. She's huge. She's got me so many places in football and just life, honestly. And my dad, I can't even explain that. My dad has taught me so much in life and football, and so he's just one of those people who I kind of try to strive and be like every day. And then my brother, he's like my role model. My brother's kind of like, he's one of the people to do it before me. So I'm trying to follow in his footsteps. He's always telling me where, just give advice because, he's lived a very similar life. And so all three of them combined, they're like a culmination of who I am today.
You got an athletic family, I assume?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. My brother played college lacrosse. And so my dad, if you let him tell, he said he played every sport growing up. And then my mom, she played softball. But my brother definitely was athletic. And so I just played sports my whole life.
Let's talk about your career a little bit to this point. So you redshirt your freshman year, then you were on the freshman All-SEC team, your redshirt freshman year. Your last year, redshirt sophomore year, you battled some injuries. But when you were healthy, especially towards the end of the year, you got to play a lot, obviously, and you played really well. You had a really good game against Clemson. You had a great game in the bowl game. You had your first career sack. Before we get to this year, tell me what it was like going into the offseason and then coming into this season. Was there a lot of confidence building?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like as an athlete, battling an injury or anything like that is one of the hardest things you can do. Not so much physically, but more mentally. Just because, you lose your reps, you get into a place, because your whole life you've been playing football, it means so much to you. It kind of takes a toll on you. So it was just building that confidence back. And once I had, I guess, those Clemson Notre Dame games, I kind of felt it come back. And so this year for me was kind of like, making up for lost time. That's kind of the plan.
Rodgers back to work on a second and short. He likes it in the pocket. Bouncing is in trouble. And he's down. Carolina with their first sack of the night that comes from Alex Boogie Huntley.
You talk about trying to help your teammates make plays. People who know football a little bit know that defensive line is kind of a thankless job a lot of times, and you don't always fill up the stat sheet. So talk to me about that part of the game and how you could potentially have a really good game, but your name's nowhere to be found. That happens sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things I learned in high school, I guess, or what I tried to learn was if you're having a no stat game, but your linebacker or somebody else is going crazy, that probably means you're doing something right as well. Just because you're doing your job, maybe you're forcing them out your gap, or you're just locking two guys down, whatever it may be. So it's really just a team thing, you know. If he's doing good, I'm probably doing good.
Is that tough though sometimes, especially in today's world of just numbers and stats and individualization and social media, to constantly be like, if I'm not getting sacks, like, does everybody know that I'm actually still playing well? Is that hard sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. I will. I mean, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's definitely one of those things where the media might be blowing somebody up, or something might be happening, or, oh, this guy hasn't done anything. But, you know, really he's been doing his job the whole time, or he's been doing what he's supposed to do. That's just, you know, kind of how football plays. And it's kind of how life is too sometimes. You work so hard for something. You might not get it, but that doesn't mean you're doing wrong. That's just how it goes sometimes. That's the game.
I feel like playing D-line, though, probably says something about your personality, too. If you're willing to put in the work, I mean, that is a tough position to play. You've got to be physical, and you've got to be mentally physical, too. And so just tell me when you started playing D-line and when you kind of fell in love with it, because you played both ways in high school. You could have done something else, probably.
Yeah, honestly, so I've been playing D-line since I was like 4 years old. So I was a D lineman and a running back. I was a DN and a tight end, D-line and a fullback. I've been pretty much D-line my whole career. I played linebacker for 1 year in middle school or something. I don't even know. But I've been a D-lineman my whole life, and I genuinely love the position. You know, I love the game of football, but I love D-line. I love everything about it: run stopping, pass rushing, from way out in the 7 technique to the 0. I love it all. I just love the position of D-line.
Banged up, blitz up the middle. Rodgers looking left side, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Again, Boogie Huntley. That might be his second or third on the night with the pass breakup.
That's 3, I think, knocked
So
out
then
tonight.
when did you kind of fully commit yourself all the way to D-line? I mean, I guess you had, smaller high school, you probably played both ways a little bit because you wanted to but had to also.
Yes, sir.
So then when did you fully commit?
My sophomore year was when I was
Here in high school?
sophomore year in high school is when I was, okay, I'm going to be a for sure D lineman. There's no questions about anything. I'm a D lineman. And that after I did that, it helped a lot.
Let's talk about Coach T-Rob coming back home. What can you take from his career and his decision to come back to Columbia? Do y'all ever talk about that and what he was able to do in the NFL?
I feel like with Coach T-Rob, it's just being able to learn so much of what he's done, because he's been in these seats, not literally, but almost literally. And so not that exact conversation, but so many like it. I mean, I've asked Coach T-Rob advice, whether it's on the field or even off the field stuff, just when it comes to leading or being a better teammate or what technique to do in the run game or all types of things. He has answers to just about everything just because he's done it. He's lived it. People go through the same stuff as we do. So he's been huge for me developing in all types of ways.
Well, you talked about leaning on him for a little bit of leadership advice. Right now in this interview, you seem pretty calm and relaxed, but I've seen you kind of get amped up during games and just kind of joke around in practice and stuff. So tell me about your personality and your leadership style.
I'm a big believer in positivity for sure. That's just one thing. I feel like people always thrive off positivity, but there's also some times where you kind of just gotta, kind of lock in and really tell them what's real. And so if we're not playing good, I'm also a huge believer in honesty. So if we're playing bad, we're playing bad. We gotta do better. We are better. We practice better. Now we have to play better. And so, I'm a big believer in positivity, joking around, just having fun. But there always comes a moment where you kind of got to get serious and, lock in.
Have you always been somebody that kind of steps up as a leader? Has that been more of a natural thing for you or more recent?
So my parents and my high school coach, Coach Kimmer, who coached here not too long ago, they kind of pulled me up for it. My dad, I guess, has always been challenging me that since I started playing football. But I never really fell into that role until Coach Kimmery kind of called me up to be a leader. I think it was my sophomore year as well in high school. He wanted me to lead the team better, do what I can. And so that I kind of just embraced it. And even in Hammond School, just even academics and student body and stuff, I kind of just embraced the leadership role, and I just did what I could.
Class president, right? Or student
Yes,
body
sir.
president?
Yeah,
something?
student body president.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was. That's kind of a big
Yeah.
deal, right? No.
I mean, I'm proud of it for sure, but it was good.
At least-
I mean, it helped me a lot. Like with leadership things, I learned so much, so it definitely helped.
It means people respect you, though, right? That's a
for
big
sure,
part of it.
for sure.
So I think some people probably know, but did Boogie come from your family? Did that come from football? Where did that come from?
So my brother, I think I was like, I actually have no clue how old I was. I don't even remember getting the nickname, but I used to crawl really fast as a kid or a baby. So my brother said, "Look at him, Boogie," and so I started playing football at 4. And my mom would just say, "Go Boogie," and then the rest is history. Teachers, everybody's just called me Boogie.
And you like it, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's so natural to me, so that's all I know.
Do you sign your name Boogie?
Is
Is it Alex?
I always introduce and sign stuff with Alex just 'cause that's my given name and whatnot, but people always talk to me Boogie. I sometimes refer to myself as Boogie.
So
yeah.
what's next after football? Let's say you play 20 years in the NFL. That's all, but once that's done, what's next?
Oh, that's a question that I feel like I've been thinking about a good bit. Honestly, the two things that I think is one, just calling upon my mentors and not actually calling upon, but literally picking up the phone or just having to sit down with them and talking, just asking for advice, just because those people, like I said, they've lived a life and they know things that I don't yet. And so just asking advice for as many people I can find whose shoes I want to do, or maybe I want to go down this path. I probably know somebody in that path already. Just asking advice, how it is, just getting all the information I can before I make a decision. But that's really what it is, just calling upon my support system, family, mentors, friends, everybody, and just making a decision from there.
Alex, Boogie, either one, both?
Yeah,
I appreciate
either
your time.
one. Yes, sir. Thank you.
And good luck this year.
Thank you.